The envelope slipped from my fingers like a guilty secret, tumbling to the polished oak floor of the student council room with a soft thud that echoed louder than it should have. "Congratulations, Mr. Hargrove." The principal's voice boomed from the intercom, oblivious to the storm it unleashed in my chest. I was 18, the dutiful secretary of Elmwood High Student Council, and in that frozen moment I realized the man I'd idolized for years, the one who'd mentored me through every awkward debate and late-night fundraiser, was about to chain himself to a life that didn't include me. Elmwood High sat smack in the heart of suburban Ohio, the kind of place where Friday night football games were religion, and everyone knew your business before you did. It was 2012, my senior year, and the air hummed with the electric buzz of impending graduation. Posters for prom and college fairs plastered every hallway. But for me, the real drama unfolded behind the scenes in that cramped council room, where decisions about bake sales and spirit weeks masked deeper, unspoken tensions. I'd been elected secretary sophomore year, mostly because I was the quiet kid who could type 90 words a minute and didn't mind staying late to organize agendas. It was there I first noticed Coach Dion Hargrove, the 28-year-old history teacher and our faculty advisor, with his easy smile that crinkled the corners of his hazel eyes and a laugh that could defuse even the prickliest budget argument. He wasn't just any advisor. Dion was the guy who saw potential in misfits like me, Ethan Caldwell, the skinny gay kid from a conservative family who hid his sketches of boys in notebooks instead of sharing them. My parents were the salt-of-the-earth type. Dad a mechanic at the local Ford plant, Mom a nurse who baked apple pies for church potlucks. They loved me fiercely but whispered prayers when they thought I wasn't listening, hoping I'd grow out of it. Elmwood wasn't hostile. Ohio had its pockets of progress, but it wasn't exactly waving rainbow flags either. Dion changed that for me. During my first council meeting, when some jock vice president mocked my idea for a diversity day, Dion leaned over, his flannel shirt brushing my arm, and murmured, "Your voice matters, Ethan. Don't let them drown it." That touch lingered like a promise. Over the next 2 years our bond deepened in subtle ways. He'd linger after meetings to chat about my college essays, recommending books like The Great Gatsby with annotations in the margins about chasing impossible dreams. We'd grab coffee at the diner on Main Street, where the fluorescent lights buzzed like fireflies, and he'd share stories from his own undergrad days at Ohio State, how he'd come out to his roommates in a dorm room haze of cheap beer and Bruce Springsteen records. "It gets better," he'd say, his voice low and steady like he was handing me a lifeline. I never confessed my crush. It burned too bright, too risky. He was my mentor, straight as an arrow, or so I thought, and I was just the eager kid soaking up his light. But that afternoon, as I sorted through the mail slot by the door, everything shattered. The invitation was cream-colored, embossed with gold script. "Mr. and Mrs. Hargrove request the pleasure of your company at the wedding of their son, Dianander, to Emily Catherine Reynolds." Emily. The name hit like a sucker punch. I'd seen her around, petite, blonde, the English lit TA from the community college who volunteered at school events. She was kind, sharp-witted, the perfect match on paper. They'd been dating for months, whispers of an engagement floating through the faculty lounge like smoke from Dad's garage cigarettes. But seeing it in black and white gutted me. I crumpled the corner of the envelope before catching myself, smoothing it out with trembling hands. The council room smelled of stale coffee and dry erase markers, the whiteboard still scrawled with notes from last week's prom planning session. Theme: Under the Stars, budget, $2,500. Trivial shit compared to the ache clawing up my throat. Why now? Why announce it over the damn intercom like it was just another pep rally victory? I pictured him in the staff room down the hall, probably grinning sheepishly as colleagues clapped him on the back. "Attaboy, coach." Settling down at last. Tears pricked my eyes, hot and unwelcome. I wasn't ready to cry, not yet. Instead, I shoved the invitation into my backpack and bolted for the bathroom, splashing cold water on my face until the mirror showed a stranger. Pale skin, dark curls plastered damp against my forehead, brown eyes rimmed red but defiant. "Get it together, Caldwell," I told my reflection. "You're the secretary. Act like it." But acting had always been my armor. At home, I was the golden boy who mowed the lawn without complaint. At school, the organizer who triple-checked RSVPs. In my sketchbook hidden under the mattress, I poured out the truth. Charcoal drawings of Dion's profile, his jawline shadowed just so, captured in moments stolen from memory. That evening, as the sun dipped low over the cornfields fringing Elmwood, I pedaled my beat-up Schwinn home, the invitation a lead weight in my bag. The streets were alive with kids on bikes, shouting about summer plans, but I barely heard them. My mind replayed every interaction, searching for signs I'd missed. The way he'd ruffle my hair after a successful fundraiser, calling me kiddo with a warmth that made my stomach flip. The late-night texts about history trivia, ending with thumbs-up emojis that felt like secrets. Was it all in my head? Or had he sensed it, pulling back just enough to keep things safe? Dinner was the usual. Meatloaf, mashed potatoes, Mom's green beans swimming in butter. Dad rambled about a busted transmission at work. Mom nodded along, her eyes flicking to me with that quiet concern. "You okay, honey? You seem distracted." I forced a smile, spearing a potato. "Just prom stuff. Secretary duties never end." They bought it as always. After I retreated to my room, the walls papered with OSU posters. Dion's alma mater, my dream school. I pulled out the sketchbook, flipping past pages of half-formed boys until I reached the latest. Dion midlaugh, eyes crinkled, a half-eaten donut in hand from our last diner run. My pencil hovered, then scratched furiously, adding cracks to his smile, shadows under his eyes. Sleep evaded me that night. The house creaked like an old ship, wind rattling the gutters. By 2 a.m. I was pacing, the invitation mocking me from the desk. Had to act. The words echoed in my head, unbidden. Act how? Sabotage the wedding? Confess and watch him recoil? Or swallow it down like every other queer kid in Elmwood who'd learned to bury their heart? But something fiercer stirred. A spark Dion had ignited. Your voice matters. Maybe it was time to use it. The next morning, council meeting loomed like a guillotine. I arrived early, arranging chairs in a semicircle, the room still dim with pre-dawn gray filtering through the blinds. Footsteps in the hall, I straightened, heart hammering as the door swung open. Dion Hargrove in his signature jeans and button-down, hair tousled like he'd run his hands through it too many times. He carried 2 styrofoam cups, steam curling from the lids. "Morning, Ethan. Figured you beat the sun up. Black coffee, right?" Our fingers brushed as I took the cup, and electricity shot up my arm. "Thanks, coach. Saw the big news. Congrats." The words tasted like ash, but I managed a grin. He paused, rubbing the back of his neck, a telltale sign of nerves. "Yeah, about that. It's sudden, huh? Emily's folks are old school. They want it locked down before grad season." He sank into his chair, fiddling with a pen. "You holding up okay? Prom prep's kicking our asses." I nodded too quickly, sliding into my seat across from him. "All good. Just happy for you." The room filled with other members trickling in. Vice President Jake with his perpetual smirk, Treasurer Mia clutching her calculator like a shield. We dove into agendas, float designs, DJ bids, the works. But my notes blurred, mine snagging on Dion's left hand. Bare for now but soon ringed. During a lull as Jake debated balloon colors, Dion caught my eye and mouthed, "You sure you're okay?" I nodded again, throat tight. Meeting adjourned and the others filed out, chattering about lunch. Dion lingered, stacking agendas. "Walk with me to the field? Need to check the goalposts for Friday's game." It wasn't a request. We strolled the empty halls, lockers gleaming under fluorescent hum, past the trophy case where his wrestling championship photo grinned back. Younger Dion, all muscle and mischief. Outside, the soccer field stretched green and vast, goal nets fluttering in the breeze. He kicked at a divot, hands in pockets. "Ethan, listen. The wedding. It's not what you think." My pulse stuttered. "What do you mean?" He exhaled, gaze fixed on the horizon where factories smudged the sky. "Emily's great. Solid. But sometimes I wonder if I'm just going through the motions. Like life's a script and I'm reading lines." He turned, eyes searching mine, vulnerable, unguarded. "You've got that fire, kid. Don't ever lose it. Promise me." "I promise," I whispered, the words a vow I couldn't break. In that moment, under the wide Ohio sky, I saw it. The crack in his armor mirroring my own. But the bell rang, shattering the air, and he clapped my shoulder, friendly, final. "Gotta run. See you at practice." As he jogged off, I stood rooted, the coffee cup cold in my hand, going through the motions. It was a thread thin as spider silk but enough to tug. That night, I Googled him on my clunky desktop. Nothing scandalous, just Facebook likes for indie bands and civil rights posts. Buried in his profile, a tagged photo from college, arms slung around a guy with a fade haircut, both laughing at a pride rally. My breath caught. Was it nothing? Or everything? The week blurred into a frenzy of prom prep. I coordinated vendors, chased down donations, all while dodging Jake's crude jokes about hooking up under the stars. Dion kept his distance, professional as ever, but his glances lingered. A question in his eyes I was too scared to answer. Friday's game was a rout. Elmwood crushed the rivals 28-7, and in the stands Emily cheered from the bleachers, her ponytail bouncing. I watched from the sidelines, clipboard in hand as student liaison, cheering mechanically while my chest caved. Halftime, Dion found me by the concession stand, sweat-damp shirt clinging to his frame. "Ethan, help me with the announcements?" We huddled under the press box, microphone crackling as he hyped the crowd. His voice boomed, magnetic, and when he handed me the mic for the Spirit Award, our hands overlapped again, deliberate this time. The crowd roared as I read the nominees, but all I heard was my heartbeat. Post-game, the parking lot pulsed with victory horns and bonfire plans. I lingered by my bike, the invitation burning a hole in my pocket. I'd carried it everywhere, a talisman or curse. Dion approached, keys jingling. "Riding home in the dark? Get in. I'll drop you." The truck cab smelled of leather and Gatorade. Radio tuned low to NPR's This American Life. A segment on hidden loves of all things. We drove in silence at first, streetlights striping his face. Then, Emily's asking about best man duties. "You think I should ask my brother, or?" He trailed off and I blurted, "Me." It hung there absurd and raw. He chuckled, soft. "Nah, kid. You're like the little brother I never had." The word stung, a velvet knife. But his grip on the wheel tightened, knuckles white. At my driveway, he idled the engine. "Thanks for everything, Ethan. This year's been special because of you." I unbuckled, throat dry. "Coach Dion, if you ever need to talk about the wedding or anything, I'm here." His eyes met mine, shadowed. "I know. Night, Ethan." The door clicked shut behind me, and I watched his taillights fade down the cul-de-sac. Inside, Mom called from the kitchen, but I beelined for my room, slamming the door. The sketchbook fell open to his face, now with eyes that held secrets. I added a ring to his finger, then erased it viciously. "Little brother." It was a demotion, but also a door cracked open. If he was doubting, maybe I could nudge it wider. Saturday dawned muggy, the kind of Ohio heat that sticks to your skin. Prom committee meeting at noon, but first a text from Mia. "Emergency. Coach needs your notes for the wedding registry thing. Swing by his place." My stomach flipped. Dion's apartment was in the Old Mill District, a converted warehouse loft downtown Bohemian, worlds away from Elmwood's picket fences. I biked the 5 miles, sweat beating under my T-Heart Award drum. The building loomed brick and ivy-clad. Buzzer labeled Hargrove 3B. He buzzed me up, voice tinny. "Ethan, come on in." The stairwell smelled of fresh paint and garlic from someone's stir-fry. His door swung open mid-knock, Dion in sweats, hair wet from a shower, a towel slung over his shoulder. "Hey, Mia said you had the notes." Yeah." I thrust the folder like it was on fire, eyes darting past him to the loft. Exposed beams, bookshelves groaning with histories and novels, a guitar propped in the corner. Sunlight poured through floor-to-ceiling windows, gilding dust motes in the air. It screamed him, lived in, authentic. He stepped aside. "Want a soda?" "Least I can do." "Sure." I perched on the edge of a worn leather couch, knees bouncing. He handed me a root beer, our fingers brushing, third time that week. Coincidence? He sank into an armchair opposite, flipping through the folder. "You're a lifesaver. Emily's got me running ragged with China patterns." I sipped, the fizz sharp on my tongue. "Sounds intense. You excited?" His smile faltered, just a flicker. "Yeah. Supposed to be the happiest day, right?" He set the folder down, leaning forward, elbows on knees. "Ever feel like you're on a conveyor belt, Ethan? High school to college to job to this? Like, where's the part where you choose?" The air thickened, charged. I set my can down, hands clammy. "All the time. Like, what if the script's wrong? What if you rewrite it?" He held my gaze, something electric passing between us. What would your rewrite look like? My mouth went dry. You. No Emily, no hiding. But I said, OSU. Art major. Telling my parents everything. He nodded slowly. Brave. Me? I played it safe. Buckeyes on scholarship, teaching cert, steady girl. Now look. He gestured vaguely, as if the loft held all his regrets. The moment stretched, fragile. Then his phone buzzed, Emily's face lighting the screen. He glanced, sighed. Duty calls. Thanks again, Ethan. I stood, legs wooden. At the door I turned. Dion. Whatever happens, you're the best part of this year. His hand on the knob paused. Same kid. Lock up on your way out. The click of the latch echoed as I descended, head spinning. Best part. It was something ambiguous aching. Back home I sketched the loft from memory, adding 2 figures on the couch, closer than they'd been. Prom loomed 2 weeks away, a glittering deadline. Rehearsals filled my days, stringing fairy lights in the gym, polling for king and queen nominees. Jake pushed his buddy for king. Mia lobbied for inclusivity votes. Dion oversaw it all, his presence a gravitational pull. One evening as we tested the sound system, he pulled me aside behind the bleachers. Ethan, I need a favor. Big one. My pulse raced. Anything. The bachelor party. Jake's planning it, strip club downtown. I don't want that. Can you? Run interference? Make it a game night or something. Surprise bloomed, then understanding. Not your scene. He shrugged, sheepish. Emily's cool with tame. And honestly, not feeling the hype. His eyes pleaded, trust me with this, keep it between us. Consider it done, I said, warmth spreading. It was a small conspiracy, but ours. That night I rallied the guys via group text. Coach vetoes strippers. Poker and wings at my place? Grumbles turned to agreements, Jake backing down with a whatever nerd. Victory tasted sweet. As the party night approached, tension coiled tighter. Emily hosted her shower across town, all mimosas and lace. Dion texted me a photo. Him in a silly crown surrounded by ants. Save me. I replied with a thumbs up, heart aching. The party was at my house, Mom and Dad out at a concert, leaving the basement rec room ours. Pizza boxes piled high, cards slapped on the pool table. Dion arrived last, bearing a 6-pack. Gentlemen. He clapped backs, but his eyes found mine across the room, grateful. We played Texas Hold'em, bluffs and banter flying. Jake folded dramatically. Mia crashed the afterparty with cookies. As midnight neared, the group thinned, leaving Dion and me cleaning up. Empty bottles clinked as we loaded the trash. Thanks, Ethan. This is what I needed. No problem. I wiped the table, sleeve riding up to reveal my sketchbook's edge peeking from my pocket. It slipped out, pages fanning. Sketches of him spilling across the floor. Time froze. He knelt, gathering them, his face paling as recognition dawned. A drawing of us at the diner, closer than reality. One of him laughing, intimate. Ethan. I snatched them back, cheeks burning. It's nothing. Just practice. He stood, drawings clutched in his fist. This isn't nothing. Why didn't you say? Say what? The words choked. Love you. But not like that, not now. His voice dropped. I see it now. The looks, the favors. God, I'm an idiot. Dion, please. Forget it. But he didn't. He stepped closer, the basement light casting shadows like confessions. I can't. Because maybe I feel it too. The world tilted. His hand cupped my cheek, thumb tracing my jaw, gentle questioning. I leaned in, lips brushing his in a kiss that tasted of beer and possibility. It deepened, urgent, his arms wrapping me tight. Time dissolved, it was just us, hearts pounding in sync. Then headlights swept the driveway, Jake's truck, back for his jacket. We sprang apart, breathless. He zipped up, eyes wild. Ethan, we can't. I know. The door banged open upstairs. He grabbed his keys, pausing at the basement stairs. Talk tomorrow? Yeah. But as he slipped out, Emily's call lit his phone again. Reality crashed back. Sunday morning sunlight sliced through my blinds like judgment, pulling me from a tangle of sheets damp with sweat and regret. The kiss replayed in fragments. His stubble grazing my chin, the low hum in his throat, the way his fingers tangled in my curls before Jake's truck headlights shattered it all. I buried my face in the pillow, groaning. What the hell had I done? Dion was engaged, to a woman who'd probably alphabetized their spice rack. And here I was, the idiot secretary who'd crossed every line in one reckless moment. Church bells tolled from the steeple down the block. A reminder of the world spinning on without me. Mom knocked softly. Ethan? Breakfast. You were up late. I mumbled something about homework, rolling out of bed to face the mirror. Lips swollen, eyes shadowed like a guilty raccoon. The sketchbook lay open on the desk, that diner drawing staring up accusingly. I slammed it shut, stuffing it under the mattress deeper than before. No text from Dion by noon. I paced the kitchen, picking at toast while Dad read The Plain Dealer, headlines about Obama's re-election buzz and gas prices dipping. Big game last night, son. You catch it? I nodded absently, mind elsewhere. By one, paranoia set in. Had he told Emily? Blocked my number? Or worse, pitted me? I grabbed my phone, thumbs hovering over "we need to talk," then deleted it. Too desperate. The council group chat pinged. Prom rehearsal 4 p.m. Don't be late, lovebirds, Jake. Heat flooded my face. If only he knew. I biked to school early, the route winding past sagging porches and faded campaign signs, autumn leaves crunching under tires. The gym echoed empty when I arrived. Fairy lights draped like lazy spiderwebs over the basketball hoops. I busied myself untangling cords, the scent of polished wood and rubber mats grounding me. Footsteps, Dion. He entered carrying a toolbox, sleeves rolled to elbows, revealing forearms dusted with hair I now knew the feel of. Our eyes locked, the air crackled. Ethan. Coach. Neutral, professional. He set the box down, fiddling with a loose bulb. Silence stretched, broken only by the hum of the AC. About last night, he started. Don't. I cut him off, coiling a strand of lights tighter than necessary. It was a mistake. Heat of the moment. Won't happen again. He stepped closer, voice low. Was it? Because I haven't stopped thinking about it. My hands stilled, pulse thundering. You're getting married. In what, 6 weeks? Emily. Emily's safe. He interrupted, frustration edging his tone. Predictable. But you're fire, Ethan. You make me question everything. He raked a hand through his hair, pacing. I came out in college, you know? Dated guys. But after graduation, the job hunt. Small town vibes. I went back in the closet. Met Emily at a faculty mixer. It was easy. Easy. The word twisted like a knife. And now I'm terrified. He stopped, inches away, his breath warm on my forehead. Of hurting her. Of losing you. Of admitting I've been lying to myself for years. The confession hung heavy, a bridge or a bomb. I wanted to bridge it. Pull him close, map every inch with kisses, but footsteps echoed in the hall. Mia and Jake burst in, arms laden with streamers. Whoa, intense vibes in here. Plotting à coup. Jake joked, oblivious. We sprang apart, diving into setup. All afternoon we worked side by side. Pinning banners, testing the fog machine that belched dry ice like a dragon's sigh. Touches were accidental. A brush of knuckles handing screws, his knee bumping mine under the folding table. Each one ignited sparks, but we played it cool. Laughing at Jake's prom horror stories from underclassmen. Rehearsal wrapped at dusk, the gym aglow with test lights twinkling like stars we'd promised. As everyone filed out, Dion caught my elbow. My place. 8. We talk. For real. I nodded, throat too tight for words. The bike ride home blurred, wind whipping tears I blamed on speed. Mom had lasagna baking. Dad quizzed me on college apps. OSU's got a spot for you, kid. Make us proud. Bride. The word soured in my mouth. How could I chase dreams built on half-truths? Showered and changed into jeans and a faded Springsteen tee, Dion's favorite band. I slipped out, claiming a study group. His loft door opened on the second knock, the space softer now in lamplight, jazz crooning from the stereo. He handed me a beer, our fingers lingering this time, deliberate. Seat. We settled on the couch, the leather creaking under us. He cracked his can, foam spilling over. First, I'm sorry. For leading you on, even if I didn't mean to. You didn't. I sipped, the bitterness grounding. I projected. Idolized you from day one. He smiled faintly. Flattering. But last night, that was real. For me too. He set his beer down, turning to face me fully. I've been fighting it. The age thing, the job, the wedding. But seeing those drawings, it cracked something open. Heat rose in my cheeks. They're embarrassing. They're beautiful. His voice roughened. You see me, Ethan. Not the coach, not the fiancé. Me. The space between us shrank, magnetic. What now? I whispered. He leaned in, forehead to mine. I don't know. But I want to find out. His lips met mine, slower this time, exploratory. No rush, no shadows, just us unraveling. Hands roamed tentatively. Mine tracing his collarbone, his threading through my hair. We broke apart, gasping, foreheads pressed. This is crazy, he murmured. Tell me about it. Laughter bubbled up, easing the knot in my chest. We talked then, hours bleeding away. He confessed college flings cut short by fear, the closet's weight heavier than he'd admitted. I spilled about my parents' subtle disapproval, the sketches as my only outlet. By midnight, the beers warm, we were tangled on the couch, kisses deepening into something soul deep. No further, we both knew lines not to cross, not yet, but the intimacy was enough, a stolen Eden. His phone buzzed. Emily. He silenced it, guilt flashing. I have to tell her. Yeah. Dread pooled. Soon. He nodded, pulling me closer. Stay a bit longer? I did until stars wheeled outside. Walking home under street lamps, the night air crisp, I felt alive, terrified but alive. Monday crashed in with calculus and cafeteria trays. Dion avoided the lounge, subbing for a sick teacher across the hall. Notes piled up. Registry finalized. Tux fittings Wednesday. My responses were clipped, professional. But under my desk I doodled our initials in a heart, then scribbled it out. Lunch found me in the library, buried in yearbook proofs. Footsteps, him tray in hand. Mind company? He slid into the seat opposite, cologne faint and familiar. Go ahead. We ate in whispers, small talk about the game veering to us. Told Emily we're taking a beat. Vague but buys time. Relief washed over me. Good. And us. Seeing where it goes. Discreetly. His foot nudged mine under the table, secret code. It sent shivers up my spine. The week blurred. Prom decorations, track meets where I'd cheer from the stands, eyes tracking his coaching strides. Stolen moments multiplied. A hand on my lower back in the supply closet, a quick kiss in his truck after dark. Each one built a fragile world papered with what-ifs. Friday, the Bachelor redo. Low-key at the diner, just core council crew. Dion and I shared a booth, knees pressed under the Formica table. As Pi arrived, he leaned in. OSU sent my rec letter. You're in. Elation surged. No way. Way. Proud of you, Ethan. His eyes shone, mentor, lover, both. Jake raised a milkshake. To coach tying the knot, kidding. To not tying anything. Laughter rippled, but Dion's toast cut deeper. To new beginnings. His gaze held mine, promise laced with peril. That night, alone in bed, euphoria warred with fear. Emily loomed like a ghost. The wedding invite sat undelivered in his desk. How long could we dance on this knife's edge? Saturday brought rain, sheets lashing the windows. Text from Dion, Emily's pissed. Wants answers. Meet me at the park? Heart sinking, I pulled on a hoodie, biking through downpours to Riverside Park, where willows wept over the swollen Cuyahoga. He waited on a bench, drenched, face stormy. She knows something's off. Asked if I'm seeing someone. My stomach dropped. What did you say? Nothing. But she's digging. He pulled me under the shelter of his jacket, rain drumming above. I can't lose her like this. Not without truth. Then tell her. I shivered, not from cold. About us. The word solidified it. He kissed my temple. I will. Tomorrow. Dinner with her folks. Perfect storm. We huddled there, trading stories to stave off the chill. His first crush on a debate team rival. My hidden pride pin in my sock drawer. As thunder rolled, he whispered. I love you, Ethan. Stupid to say so soon, but love you too. Slipped out, true as breath. Sunday he texted done. It's over. Relief crashed, then chaos. Her tears, mutual friends' confusion. Elmwood buzzed Monday, whispers of a broken engagement. Dion calling in sick. I covered for him in council, voice steady as I announced postponements. Inside, panic churned. Where was he? By evening, a voicemail. Need space, Ethan. This is messy. Talk soon. Space. The word echoed hollow. Days stretched. He returned Wednesday, hollow-eyed, avoiding me. Hallway nods, curt emails. The gym felt cavernous without his banter. Prom night arrived like a thunderclap. The gym transformed. Stars projected on the ceiling, balloons bobbing like dreams. I wore a slim black suit, tie askew, greeting guests at the door. Dion arrived solo, tucked sharp but his smile forced. Looking good, secretary. You too. Awkward, charged. The night unfolded in slow motion. Slow dances, punch bowls spiked by Jake. I danced with Mia, polite twirls, but my eyes tracked him, standing alone by the DJ booth nursing a soda. Halfway through he approached. Dance. My heart leaped. Under the twinkle lights, his hand on my waist, we swayed to some top 40 ballad. Missed you, he murmured into my ear. Missed this. Bodies close, world fading. But as the song ended, Emily appeared at the punch table. Uninvited, eyes red-rimmed. She spotted us, froze. The gym's chatter dulled to a roar in my ears. The punch ladle clattered to the floor like a gunshot. Cherry red liquid splattering Emily's white dress as she stared. Her face crumpling from shock to betrayal in the span of a heartbeat. Dion? What the hell? Her voice sliced through the gym's thumping bass. Heads turning like dominoes. First the chaperones, then clusters of seniors mid-twirl. Whispers igniting like dry tinder. I stepped back, Dion's hand slipping from my waist, but it was too late. The spotlight of her gaze pinned us both, raw and unrelenting. Wait. Dion started, crossing the scuffed hardwood in 3 strides, but she recoiled, eyes darting between us, pieces clicking into place. The gym's enchanted haze. Stardust projections swirling overhead, laughter echoing off balloon arches. Shattered into something brittle, accusatory. Mia hovered nearby, frozen with a tray of cookies, her inclusivity crowned suddenly ironic. Jake, ever the opportunist, smirked from the bleachers, phone already out, capturing the drama for Snapchat posterity. I mumbled an apology, melting toward the exit, but Dion's voice halted me. Ethan, stay. It wasn't a plea, it was a command, laced with the same steady authority he'd used to rally teams and calm council squabbles. Emily's laugh cracked, bitter. Stay? Oh, that's rich. The little secretary's your side piece now? How long, Dion? Since the engagement party I planned for us. Her words landed like slaps, each one stinging deeper because they echoed my own fears. I wasn't the villain here, or was I? The boy who'd wormed into his life with agendas and sketches, stealing moments like a thief. Dion reached for her arm, gentle. It's not like that. Let's talk outside. Fine. But he's coming too. She jabbed a finger at me. Tears carving mascara trails down her cheeks. The crowd parted as we 3 marched to the foyer, the double doors swinging shut behind us with a pneumatic hiss that sealed our fate. Outside, the parking lot gleamed wet from an earlier drizzle, sodium lamps casting orange pools on the asphalt. Prom-goers peeked through the glass, a live audience to our unraveling. Emily whirled on him, fists clenched. I knew something was wrong. The distance, the space. But him? Your student? God, Dion, you're twice his age. I'm 18, I interjected, voice sharper than intended. Legal. And not a kid. But even as I said it, doubt crept in. To her, I was the interloper, the threat to her white picket future. She scoffed, wiping her face. 18? You're a child playing at grown-up games. And you? She turned to Dion, voice breaking. I loved you. Thought we were building something real. We were, he said, hoarse. But not. All of me. I should have ended it sooner. I'm so sorry. The apology hung, insufficient. She searched his face, then mine, disgust twisting her features. You're gay? After all this time. It wasn't a question. It was an indictment. Dion nodded, shoulders slumping. Bi, actually. But yeah, I hid it. From you, from everyone. Her laugh was hollow, echoing off the brick walls. Hid it? You lied. To my face, I love you. She backed toward her car, keys jangling. Don't call me. Ever. The engine roared to life, taillights streaking red as she peeled out, gravel spitting. Silence descended, thick as fog. Dion sank onto the curb, head in hands. I lowered beside him, tentative, the tux pants pooling around my knees. Dion. Don't. He shrugged off my touch, not angry, just spent. This is on me. Dragged you into my mess. No. I scooted closer. Rain-slick pavement, cold through fabric. We both chose this. He looked up, eyes glassy. Did we? Or was I just selfish, using you to feel alive? The vulnerability cracked me open. This was the man who'd taught me courage, now questioning his own. I took his hand, lacing fingers. You made me feel seen. That's not selfish. We sat there until the chill seeped in. Prom's muffled bass, a distant pulse. Inside, the night carried on, crowning ceremonies, stolen kisses under bleachers, but ours had veered into exile. Go back in, he murmured finally. Be a kid tonight. Not without you. Defiant, I stood, offering my hand. He took it, rising like a man surfacing from depths. We re-entered to stares and whispers, the enchanted forest now a stage for scandal. Mia rushed over, fierce. What happened? She okay? Dion waved it off. Handled. Let's just dance. One last song played. A slow, aching cover of Wonderwall. We claimed a corner, bodies close but chaste, his chin on my shoulder. Sorry for the show, he whispered. Worth it. And in that moment, under paper stars, it was. The fallout hit Monday like a nor'easter. Hallways buzzed with he said. Emily's friends shooting glares, Jake's crew high-fiving Dion like he'd won a championship. The principal called him in. Closed doors, tense murmurs leaking out about inappropriate conduct. I hovered by the office, feigning forgotten homework, heart in my throat. By lunch, rumors metastasized. Dion outed, fired me, the homewrecker. My locker bloomed with notes, fag alert scrawled in Sharpie, a crumpled rainbow sticker mocking. I crumpled them, chin high, but inside the walls closed in. Dad picked me up early, face grim from a call with the school. What's this about your teacher, son? Nothing. Lie. At home, Mom's worry lines deepened over meatloaf. We support you, Ethan. Whatever it is. Tears pricked. Thanks. But support felt conditional, a tightrope. Dion texted. Suspended pending review. Meet after? I snuck out, biking to the park as dusk bruised the sky. He waited on our bench, duffel at his feet. Clothes, books, a life packed hasty. Might head to my folks in Cleveland. Clear my head. Already. Panic clawed. Fight it. The job us. Us. He laughed bitterly. I'm toxic right now. You need to graduate clean. No. I straddled the bench, facing him. We started this together. End it that way. His resolve cracked. He pulled me into a hug, fierce. Stubborn kid. Your kid. The words warmed, even as rain threatened again. He stayed through week's end, crashing at a buddy's, subbing avoided. We met in shadows. The old mill lot after dark. His truck a cocoon where we'd talk till curfew. Emily texted. He admitted one night, dashboard glow carving his face. Wants closure. Coffee tomorrow. Go. Jealousy bit, but I swallowed it. Be honest. He did. Returned hollow but lighter. She hates me. But understands, kinda. Said I was always distant. Progress jagged. School simmered. The principal reinstated him probation style. No student contact. I nodded in halls, a ghost of our old rhythm. Council meetings dragged without him. Jake's ego filling voids. Graduation crept, caps and gowns ordered. My OSU acceptance packet arrived. Fat with forms and dreams. Dion snuck a card inside, proud. Love. I taped it to my mirror, talisman. But betrayal brewed. Friday post-track, I overheard Jake in the locker room. Hargrove's a joke. Hitting on the nerd. Pathetic. Laughter echoed, vile. I burst in, fists balled. Shut up, Jake. You don't know shit. He towered, smirking. Oh, I know plenty. Saw you two at prom. Creepy. Jealous. I shot back, voice steady. Because your life's a highlight reel of nothing? The punch came fast, his knuckles glancing my jaw, stars exploding. I swung wild, clipping his shoulder before coaches pulled us apart. Suspension for both. 3 days. Dad's disappointment stung worse than the bruise. Dion heard. Cornered me post-brawl in the parking lot. Idiot. For me. Worth it. Swollen lip and all. He iced it in his truck, touch tender. You're fire, Ethan. But this town's burning us. Then we burn brighter. Kiss salty with blood, defiant. The climax crested that weekend. A council retreat at the Lake House mandatory team building. Dion tagged along as advisor, probation be damned. Cabins dotted the shore. Bonfire pit crackling under stars. Games by day. Trust falls where I'd catch Mia, Dion's eyes on me from afar. Nights, whispers around the fire. Ghost stories veering to truths. Jake cornered him by the dock, beer loose. Coach, real talk. That thing with Caldwell? Messed up. Dion stiffened. Drop it, Jake. Nah. Seen the looks. You're into him. Accusatory, probing. Silence, then Dion's voice steel. Yeah, I am. Problem. Jake blinked, deflated. Just. Viet, man. Get used to it. Dismissal cold. I watched from shadows, pride swelling. Later, by the water, Dion found me skipping stones. Heard the showdown. Handled like a boss. I grinned, bruise fading. He pulled me close, lake lapping soft. Love you for that. Deeper now, the words anchored us. We kissed slow, fireflies winking approval. But betrayal struck dawn.
Mia, sweet Mia, pulled measi de Sunday.
Ethan. I saw Jake texting Emily. Screenshots from prom. He's stirring shit. Rage boiled. That bastard. Worse, he told your parents. Ice flooded my veins. Home waited like a trap. Dad's truck in the drive, Mom's curtains twitching. Inside, the air thick with unspoken. Sit, Dad said, voice gravel. They knew everything. Jake's poison via anonymous call. Mom's eyes welled. Is it true, honey? The teacher. I nodded, chin up. Yes. And I love him. Silence eternal. Dad rubbed his neck. We need time. Take it. Defiant tears. But I'm not hiding. Upstairs, I packed a bag, OSU early orientation escape hatch. Texted Dion out now. Your place? He met me at the door, reading the panic in my face. What happened? Everything. Collapse into his arms, sobs racking. He held me through it, rocking like a child. You're safe here. That night we planned my dorm move up, his job hunt in Columbus. Start fresh, he said, fingers tracing my bruise. Together. Hope flickered, fragile. Monday school erupted. Jake exposed. Text leaked by Mia, his bullying laid bare. Suspended, college recs tanked. Principal's assembly. Anti-bullying, zero tolerance. Dion spoke, voice steady. Love isn't a scandal. It's human. Applause thundered. Elmwood shifted, inching toward light. Graduation day dawned brilliant. Stadium packed with families under blue skies. Caps sailed as names called. Ethan Caldwell. I crossed the stage, diploma in hand, spotting Dion in the bleachers. Civilian now, khakis and pride pin gleaming. Our eyes met, he mouthed, proud. After Under the Oaks, parents converged.
Mine approached, tentative.
Mom hugged first. We were scared. But we love you. Him too if he makes you happy. Dad clapped my shoulder. Just be safe, son. Tears flowed free. Dion joined, handshake firm. Mr. Caldwell. Honor. Likewise. Gruff approval. We drove off that afternoon. His truck loaded, my future strapped down. Columbus skyline beckoned. A new chapter. The highway unspooled like a ribbon of possibility under the truck's tires. Ohio's flatlands giving way to the gentle roll of Central Hills. Each mile marker a heartbeat pulling us from Elmwood's grasp. Dion's hand rested on my knee, thumb tracing lazy circles. A silent anchor amid the rumble of the engine and the low croon of Born to Run on the radio. Springsteen's gravel voice preaching escape like gospel. I leaned back, window cracked to let in the wind-whipped scent of cut grass and distant rain. My duffel wedged between us like a chaperone. 18 and unbound, yet the rearview mirror taunted with ghosts. Emily's taillights, Jake's sneer. My parents' hesitant waves from the driveway. OSU's campus sprawled before us by late afternoon. A kingdom of brick quads and buzzing quads alive with freshmen hauling crates and parents snapping photos. My dorm, Morrison Hall, loomed red brick and ivy-cloaked. A third-floor double with cinder-block walls begging for posters. Dion parallel parked curbside, killing the engine. Home sweet home. For now. I grinned but nerves jittered. New room, new faces, new us. We hauled boxes up sticky stairs, sweat beading under tees, earning nods from our ace and lanyards. My roommate Tyler arrived mid-unpack. Lanky engineering major from Cincinnati, all freckles and easy chatter about fantasy football. Dude, you into comics? He eyed my Sandman stack. Instant bond. Dion lingered, playing parental role. Tips on laundry hacks, campus shortcuts. Tyler bought it, oblivious. As dusk painted the room gold, Dion clapped my shoulder at the door. Call tonight. Promise. Our goodbye kiss waited till the hall cleared, quick, fierce, a seal on promises. He drove back to his Cleveland temp gig. History tutor for high schoolers, bridge job till Columbus postings opened. Nights we bridged the gap with calls. His voice husky over static, recounting awkward sessions. Mine spilling dorm drama. Tyler snoring like a freight train. Miss you, I'd whisper, sketching his profile by desk lamp. Lines sharper now with memory's edge. Weeks blurred into autumn's blaze. Syllabi stacks, lectures on perspective in Art 101. Where a grizzled prof with tattooed knuckles preached. See beyond the surface, kids. That's where truth hides. Irony bit. My truths hid in plain sight. Rainbow sticker on my binder. Hand-holding with Dion on weekend visits. His truck a rolling sanctuary. But conflict simmered. Emily resurfaced via mutual friends. Text to Dion veiled barbs. Heard you're playing house. Hope it's worth the wreckage. He showed me one, jaw tight. Block her. No. Deserves her say. But it gnawed, a reminder of fractures we'd left. Worse, betrayal from within. Tyler, after a kegger where I let slip about Dion, turned cold. Whispers in the hall. Caldwell's with his old teacher. Sketchy. By midterms he requested a swap, citing scheduling conflicts. Alone in the double I confronted the mirror. Was it worth it? Dion sensed the slide during homecoming weekend. He arrived Friday, flannel and jeans, bearing cider donuts from a roadside stand. We walked the oval, leaves crunching copper underfoot. Buckeye banners snapping in the breeze. Talk to me. I spilled. Isolation, the stairs, Tyler's ghosting. Feel like I'm paying for us. He stopped under the arch, pulling me close. We are paying. But together. His kiss was conviction, crowds be damned. Worth every dime. That night in his borrowed apartment off High Street, a sublet with creaky floors and a view of the Scioto. He cooked spaghetti, candles flickering against peeling wallpaper. Over wine, sneaked from a party, he opened up. Job interviews tanking, whispers of that Elmwood scandal trailing him. One principal said I was a risk. Like loving you makes me dangerous. Rage flared. Fuck them. Working on it. His smile crooked. Applied to a charter school here. Fingers crossed. We made love then, first time tentative and profound. No rush, just discovery, his hands mapping me like a long-studied map. My breaths naming stars on his skin. Afterward, tangled in sheets that smelled of him, I traced the scar on his shoulder from a college rugby scrum. Regret anything? Not you. Firm. Never. Winter quartered in with snowdrifts and finals grind. Acceptance bloomed in small ways. A queer alliance meeting where I sketched flyers, voices like mine filling the room, raw, resilient. Dion landed the charter gig, teaching civics to at-risk kids. His passion reignited. We built routines. Thursday dinners at his place, Sundays at the farmer's market, hands swinging baskets of apples and artisan bread. But the past clawed back. Christmas break, home to Elmwood. Mom's hugs tighter, Dad's questions gruff but probing. He treat you right? Nods of approval over eggnog. Yet the town felt smaller, judgmental eyes from the diner where Dion and I'd once shared fries. Emily's car parked outside her folks. A ghost sighting that soured the air. New Year's Eve we rang it in at a campus bash. Fireworks over the river. His arm around me as Auld Lang Syne swelled. To us. He toasted, champagne bubbles sharp. To fighting. Laughter but undercurrent truth. Spring thawed the chill, cherry blossoms dusting the quad like confetti. My portfolio swelled, sketches of Dion in repose, urban vignettes of Columbus grit. A gallery prof scouted me for a student show. Hidden lines 10 pieces, including one of intertwined hands under Ohio stars. Dion attended opening night, suit pressed, eyes misting at the plaque. For the man who saw me first. Pride swelled but storm clouds gathered. Late April a letter arrived at his school. Anonymous poison. We know about the student. Resign or we go public. Attached. Blurry prom photo, our dance damning in grainy black and white. He showed me over takeout falafel face ashen. Jake. Has to be. He's at OSU now, saw him at a game. Betrayal sting freshened old wounds. Confront him. No. Escalates. But fear etched lines around his eyes. The man who'd once defused boardroom brawls now frayed. I pushed. We don't hide. Not anymore. Nights turned restless, he tossed, murmuring apologies in sleep. I held him, whispering, we're stronger. Climax crested May 1st. A school board hearing leaked by the letter's sender. Dion prepped in our living room. Now ours, my lease-up sublet shared. Pacing with notes on ethics, love's legality. They're gunning for dismissal. Then fight. I tied his tie, hand steady. You're the best damn teacher they'll lose. The hearing room reeked of bureaucracy. Folding chairs, fluorescent buzz, board members in ill-fitting suits. I sat front row, parents flanking, solidarity shipped from Elmwood. Dion spoke, voice resonant. My relationship with Ethan Caldwell began post-graduation, consensual, adult. It ended my engagement, cost me friends. But it saved me. Hiding kills, truth liberates. Gasps rippled. A bored woman nodded, empathetic. Jake slunk in back, summoned witness, face sullen. Under oath he squirmed. Yeah, I sent the letter. Thought he was a predator. Jealousy. Dion pressed, calm. Or bullying. Jake flushed. Whatever. The vote. 5-4 retain, probation lifted. Cheers erupted. Mom hugged me fierce. Outside Dion exhaled. We won. But victory soured swift. Jake's parting shot in the lot. This ain't over, Hargrove. Later online venom. Forums lit with pedophile slurs, doxed addresses. Trolls at Dion's door, eggs, slurs scrawled in marker. We fortified. Police reports. Campus security escort. But the toll mounted, sleepless nights, his temper fraying over burnt toast. Can't do this to you, Ethan. Yes, you can. But doubt whispered. Is love enough? Summer solstice brought pivot. A job offer for him. Adjunct at OSU's ed school, urban campus far from scandals. We packed the loft, bubbles wrapping fragile china. His from a life unlived with Emily. Moving day, Tyler knocked, awkward olive branch. Heard about the drama. Sorry I bailed. Coffee sometime. Forgiven. Grudges shed like old skin. New apartment. Third floor walk-up in German village, cobblestones and carriage houses, our names on the lease. Unpacking unearthed the wedding invitation. Creased and forgotten. Dion held it, then tore it slow. Past. I kissed the pieces away. Future. Fall semester synced my junior year, his lectures on social justice. We attended Pride together, rainbow floats, his hand in mine as confetti rained. Humanistic threads wove in. Volunteering at a youth center, where kids like Elmwood me shared stories, Dion facilitating with gentle probes. Your voice matters, he'd say, echoing our origin. Yet conflict lingered. Emily's final strike. A letter to his department detailing grooming. Investigation loomed. HR meetings, polygraph offers declined. Truth's my witness, he told the dean. Cleared again, but scars lingered. One night, post-hearing, he broke. Pacing our kitchen, voice cracking. What if I'm the villain? Ruined her, outed myself, dragged you through hell. I pulled him down, knees to linoleum. Villains don't fight for light. You're the hero who chose heart over easy. He clung, sobs muffled in my shirt. Love you, firecracker. Deeper bonds formed in the quiet. Morning coffees on the fire escape, sketching his lectures from the back row incognito. A trip to the Hocking Hills, hikes through fern-choked gorges, campfire tales of what ifs turned real. Thanksgiving. Elmwood Redux, parents hosting Dion like kin. Dad's grill out, mom's pie. Toasts to resilience. Family's what you build, Dad said, clapping Dion's back. Winter holidays. Columbus lights, ice skating where he caught my wobbles. Laughter echoing off the arena glass. New Year's again, fireworks sharper, our kiss a vow renewed. But the arc bent toward test. Spring break, a call from Ohio State alumni. Scholarship panel, my portfolio up for review. Juried show in the Union Gallery. Intimate Revolutions, 20 artists, my series centerpiece. Mentor to Muse, 12 panels chronicling us, abstract and aching. Opening night. Crowd thronged, critics murmuring. Dion in the throng, eyes proud. But Emily appeared, unbidden, elegant in black, face composed. Ethan. Pulse hammered. What are you? Heard about the show. Congrats. No venom, just weary. She glanced at a panel, our hands intertwined. Beautiful. Painful but healing. Dion joined, tense. Eminencia. Dion. Neutral. I came to say. I'm moving to Chicago. Grad school. Needed closure. Pause. Hurt like hell. But I see it now, you were never mine to keep. Grace unexpected. He nodded, throat working. Wish you every happiness. You too. She hugged me, brief sisterly. Take care of him. Gone, a chapter sealed, humanistic. Forgiveness not absolution but release. Summer bloomed full. Internships for me at a local gallery, Dion's tenure track whispers. We road tripped the Rust Belt, Detroit's murals, Cleveland's Rock Hall. Chronicling in photos and sketches, a scrapbook of reclaimed roads. Fall senior year, thesis loomed, visual narratives of queer becoming. Dion advised unofficially. Red penning drafts over wine. Pride swelled mutual. His paper on inclusive ed cited in journals, mine juried for nationals. Climax whispered in December. Proposal, not ring but words. Snow blanketing the village, we walked brick lanes strung with lights. Under a gas lamp's glow he knelt, not formal, just him. Ethan Caldwell, you've been my hook, my fire, my rewrite. Marry me? Someday when life's steady. Tears froze on lashes. Yes. God, yes. Rings waited, simple bands, engraved voice matters. Humanistic cap. Love as journey, not destination. The new year dawned crisp and unyielding. Columbus wrapped in a hush of fresh snow that muffled the world's edges, turning our German village walk-up into a snow globe sanctuary. Dion's proposal lingered like the scent of pine from our tiny tree, strung with mismatched ornaments scavenged from thrift shops and Elmwood hand-me-downs. A quiet revolution etched in silver bands we wore loose on chain necklaces, hidden under collars until the world caught up. I traced mine mornings over coffee, steam curling between us at the Formica counter, his hazel eyes crinkling as he stirred oatmeal with a precision that belied the chaos we'd weathered. Senior year's your victory lap, firecracker, he'd say, kissing my temple, the endearment a balm for thesis deadlines and portfolio critiques. OSU's winter quarter hit like a freight train. Studio hours till midnight, paint-flecked hands wrestling canvases into confessions, my queer becoming series evolving from sketches to mixed media epics, charcoal figures emerging from Ohio cornfield shadows, hands reaching through fractured glass, Dion's profile woven into every line like a signature. Professors nodded approval in crit sessions, one grizzled sculptor grunting. Raw. Real. Don't polish the edges, that's where it bleeds true. Validation, hard won, but imposter syndrome nipped at heels. Am I just the scandal kid peddling pain for praise? Dion thrived in parallel. His adjunct lectures packed, students lingering post-class with questions on Stonewall and Obergefell. His voice a steady beacon in the lecture hall's vaulted echo. We'd debrief over takeout pho from the Vietnamese spot on Parsons, steam fogging windows as he unpacked a kid's coming-out story. Reminds me of you, he'd say, chopsticks pausing. That fire in the eyes, unquenchable. But beneath the rhythm undercurrents stirred. Jake resurfaced via LinkedIn ping, job fair booth, OSU Engineering Pavilion, his smile plastic over a polo shirt. Caldwell. Fancy seeing you. No apology, just oily charm. Heard Hargrove's climbing. Good for him. I stiffened, portfolio tube clutched like a shield. Us, you mean? He shrugged, eyes flicking to my necklace chain. Water under. Need an internship rec. Bite me. Walked away, but the encounter soured. A reminder that betrayals leave burrs. Worse brewed at home front. Spring break, Elmwood visit. Mom's kitchen fragrant with pot roast. Dad's garage radio tuned to Indian spring training. Hugs exchanged, but Mom's whisper over pie. Emily's engaged. To a doctor from Akron. News landed neutral, relief for her, twinge for us. Happy for her, Dion said later, driving back, but his grip whitened on the wheel. Means she forgave enough to move on. Forgiveness is a gift, I echoed, hand on his thigh. We earned it. Yet guilt's shadow lengthened his silences. One night, post-shower, towel low on hips, he stared at the mirror, lines etching deeper around his eyes. Ever think I stole your youth? Rushed you into this? I wrapped arms around from behind, chin on his shoulder. You gave me life. Youth's overrated, give me you every gray hair. Laughter rumbled, easing. Love's work. Constant tending. Climax crested unannounced. A Thursday in March when campus sirens wailed. Active threat, lockdown. I huddled in the art building basement, phone dead, heart hammering as alerts buzzed. Shooter on the oval, false alarm turned real, disgruntled ex-employee, rifle in hand. Text flew to Dion's studio. Scared. His reply coming. Stay put. Hours crawled. Police radios crackled. Students wept in corners. Then his voice through the door, cleared by badges. Ethan. Burst in, face ashen, enfolding me in the stairwells dim. Thought I'd lost you. We emerged to chaos. Quad-cordoned news vans prowling like vultures. In the aftermath, adrenaline's crash. Campus counseling vigils with candles flickering against brick. That night, our bed a fortress, he held me shuddering. Can't lose you. Not to bullets, not to anything. Mutual. Whispers in dark, vowing resilience. The scare galvanized, petition drives for mental health funding. Dion testifying at a state hearing. His words carrying Elmwood's echo. Our kids need voices heard, not silenced. I illustrated the campaign posters we pasted across High Street. Silhouettes reaching, tagline see us, hear us. Summer internship sealed my path. Junior curator at the Columbus Museum of Art, cataloging queer archives. Dusty letters from 70s activists, faded photos of pride marches. Dion guest lectured a workshop there, our worlds orbiting seamless. Evenings, German village porches. Rocking chairs creaking as we sipped porch beers, fireflies pulsing like heartbeats. Fall graduation loomed, capstone show. Echoes of us, a retrospective in the Wexner Center. 40 works, sold out opening. Invites wing to Elmwood. Parents beaming in seats, Mia flying in from grad school. Even Emily's RSVP with well wishes.
Dion pacet prešou, tie askew.
Proud doesn't cover it. The gallery hummed. Critics in clusters, flashes popping. My pieces dominated, central installation a triptych. Hook, the fallen envelope, charcoal storm, fire, our loft kiss, oils molten. Rewrite, future hands, gold leaf intertwined. Whispers swelled to applause as I spoke, voice steady. This is for the boys who admired from shadows, who acted despite the fall. Love's not plot. It's the messy human arc. Q&A flowed. Emily approached post-talk, partner in tow, tall, kind-eyed. Stunning Ethan. You've grown into something fierce.
Handshake gorm, nos a dos.
Dion pulled me aside amid the crowd. Corner by a Basquiat echo. Marry me. Now. Courthouse tomorrow. Laughter bubbled. Bossy. Your fault. Kiss public unapologetic, cheers rippling. Wedding dawn. Justice of the Peace's office, Ohio gray yielding to sun. Parents witnessed, mom dabbing tears, dad's nod solemn. Vows simple. I choose you in conflict and calm. Ring slid on, bands now engraved eternal. Kiss sealed. Rice tossed in the parking lot like confetti rebellion. Reception backyard at the folks. String lights, barbecue, Springsteen playlist. Toasts flowed, Mia on our epic bromance turned legend. Dad gruff. Son, you taught us love's bigger than fear. Dion's brother flew in, bear hug enveloping. About time, bro. Dance floor cleared for us. Slow sway to Thunder Road, his whisper hot. Husband. Fireworks in my chest. Always was. Humanistic close. Not fairy tale but earned grace. Post-honeymoon, cabin in the Smokies, hikes and hearth talks. Life layered on. Dion tenured me grad school bound, NYU offers but Columbus roots held. We mentored. Queer youth art camps. His civics clubs fostering voices like mine once silenced. Years folded. First home, a fixer-upper with creaky porch. Adoptions considered, travels to San Francisco pride, where rainbows blanketed hills. Betrayals faded to footnotes. Jake's apology email ignored. Emily's holiday card archived fond. One anniversary under that same German village lamp, snow-dusting shoulders, I sketched him quick, crayon on napkin lined shore. Still admiring? More.
Kisdipönd. Timeless.
Life's not climax eternal but ripples. The act that sparked, the love that endured. In America's heartland grit, we wrote our script dramatic, tender, unapologetic. And in every stroke, every word we chose each other. Again.